So today I have a little bit of a different type of video. I got this idea from one of my favourite YouTubers, Emily Boo. I absolutely love her videos. If you haven't checked her out before, you need to. I will link her channel below for you to check out and enjoy. But I saw her upload this video and I was just thinking, this is such a fun idea. I haven't done anything like this before on my channel. So the concept of it is to go through the alphabet from A to Z and pick something to do with each letter. Now, while I was watching Emily's video, I was literally like, she's pretty much saying everything that I would say for each of these letters. So I had a really tough time picking what I would do for my alphabet letters, just because I wanted it to be a little bit different. But I have written them all down and we'll see how it goes. So A. For A, I wrote down art. I literally love art and craft and making things, and as you can probably tell, my whole life is just surrounded by artwork and creations. I love seeing other people's artwork. I just think it's one of the most amazing ways of expressing our own individuality and personality into things. However, saying that, I also would like to add the Addams Family into that. B. You had probably guessed this already, is bats. I don't think I need to explain anymore. C, I was thinking like straight away cats, possibly craft, but I went for crystals because that's something which I feel is quite personal to me. I have quite a large crystal collection which I keep meaning to make a video on, but I do collect different crystals. I love crystals. E, dragons. I have a bearded dragon. I love like actual like mythical dragons as well. I've always loved them ever since I was younger. I have just got a little bit obsessed with dragons and I just think they are so cool and magical. My nickname for my family is also lizard. Obviously a bearded dragon is a type of lizard kind of, so it sort of ties into that as well. E. Now, I found this one really hard for some reason, but I went for eyeliner because I think one of the first things which kind of made me realise I was a bit different from everyone, especially when I was at school, is when I started wearing loads of eyeliner. I used to literally like cake it on. I think that was the first thing I kind of did that was a little bit different, and then I kind of realised and things developed, and I feel like literally since the first time sister recommended a liquid eyeliner to me, I have been putting eyeliner on every single day, and I have used the same brand and type of eyeliner since that very day. F, I was thinking about this one for ages. I literally couldn't choose. Like, I had too many options, but I kind of narrowed it down to food because I am literally obsessed with eating, and fairies. I just love fairies. I love everything mythical. I love pixies. So I couldn't choose. G, I went for, of course, my little Gomez. He's about like 35 weeks now. He's getting big, but I still class him as a kitten, and he has really settled into our home and he's just great fun to have around. H, I was thinking horror, but then I thought, like, let's look at the wider picture here. Halloween. Halloween is my thing. I just live every day as if it's Halloween. I absolutely love it. I literally have my Halloween decorations up all year round. If you have even like looked at my channel, you'll probably see the majority of my hauls are Halloween hauls, so I don't think I need to say anything else. I chose, well, I was gonna go for iPhone, but I thought that was kind of cheating, so I went for internet because I absolutely love the internet. I love YouTube. I love uploading videos and making videos. I find it very fun. I studied photography as like a qualification, so I've always kind of worked with cameras, so I went for like internet, and I also thought it kind of tied in with like internet shopping, which is pretty much what I do all day. But also, you know, the internet is where I have met a lot of friends, a lot of people who are really important in my life I have met through the internet, and the majority of my laughs and my entertainment comes from this wondrous internet. So J, I found this one so hard. I did have a few options, but I ended up going for Jigsaw. The reason I chose Jigsaw is because Saw was the first horror film I ever watched. It was the first time I was ever like introduced to like the genre of horror, and since then I have literally been hooked. So I just thought that was kind of like a pivotal like turning point in my life, and I think like the first time I watched Saw, everything changed, so that's why I chose Jigsaw for J. Again, I had loads of trouble with K. For some reason I just kept thinking Kit Kats, but I ended up going for kids. Now personally, I don't want children. I'm not too interested in like having them when I'm older, just for personal reasons, but I would like a career to do with children, as probably you know, I do mention this literally every video. I worked in a school last year for the whole of last year, and I'm now studying to be a teacher, so I feel like kids need to be in there somewhere. So for L, I went for lens. Again, relating back to my camera, photography is such a big thing in my life. I have been doing it since I was at school and then through to college, and I'm hoping I'll get to do a little bit more now that I'm in uni. I am constantly like taking pictures. I'm obviously filming all the time. Photography is also something that allowed me to meet some of my best friends. It felt like at college all the best people were on the photography course, and I just had such a fun time. So lens. I thought my mum, because I really love my mum, but there's also a few other things that I thought would fit into M. My childhood toy, which you never actually see in the background because he's normally like laying over next to me, but that is my monkey. He's a bit of a state, he looks a bit horrible. I went for M is my monkey. I realised after choosing monkey I probably should have chosen my boyfriend because his name begins with M, but I'm gonna stick with monkey because monkey has stuck with me for my whole life. So N, this one was blindingly obvious. Necklaces. I own like more than anyone can count of necklaces. It's definitely like exceeding like over 200 necklaces. I'm a little bit obsessed. I just love wearing a different necklace each day. Of course I have my necklaces that I wear every single day, but I like to kind of switch up with the other ones, and I love just in the morning, one of my most exciting things after I've got dressed and I've done my hair and I've done my makeup, I love to just look at my wall where all my necklaces are displayed and just think, which one should I wear today, and commit to that necklace for the day. But I can never commit to just one. I'm always wearing like countless necklaces all down my neck. I'm not sure how I haven't like injured my neck yet. Oh, this one was again really hard. I went for oddities because I love collecting oddities. I love taxidermy. I just love anything like strange, anything that is just kind of like not the normal stuff you would find in shops. I have my like oddities like displayed with all my crystals and things, and it's one of my favorite things within my room is just to like look at my oddity shelves. I just think it's so interesting, and there are so many beautiful things in this world that we just don't look at close enough and don't appreciate. Pizza, then I thought Prison Break, and then I was like, right, let's think about actually what is properly important. And I was thinking like about my family, and one of my nieces, her name begins with P, and she means so much to me, so I felt like she needed to be in this summarization of my life. So I was kind of like staring at the letter Q for so long. I literally couldn't think of anything other than quiche, and I don't particularly like quiche, so I ended up going with Queen. Now, the reasoning behind the Queen is because I live in England, and obviously like the Queen and the royal family are meant to be a big thing to do with England. Personally, I don't care too much about it, but for the whole like sense of me living in England, I love the country I live in. I don't think if I had the choice I would live anywhere else other than America in October, because England is absolutely rubbish at Halloween. But generally, I'm not a big fan of hot weather, and England's weather isn't like unbearably hot the majority of the year. I like the area I live in. I live in the countryside. I like to be away from people, and if I had the choice, I wouldn't really move anywhere else. I'm quite proud to be British. So I went for red hair. I feel like throughout my life I have literally hated my hair. I am naturally a very light blonde, as you probably see from my roots making me look bald. I hated being blonde. I went brown and I didn't like having brown hair. I have been blue, green, purple, pink, every colour you could think of under the sun. My hair has been that colour. I ended up just dyeing it black because it ended up going a really horrible green, and since then I have just been dyeing my roots out red. I have explained this in 110 videos, but since I've had red hair, it's the first time I've actually liked the colour of my hair, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna say red hair because I feel like it's something that I've stuck with for about a year and a half, nearly 2 years now, and I haven't yet got bored of it, but that may change. So for S, I wrote down shopping originally because I love shopping, but I did kind of mention that with the internet, like internet shopping, because the only time I really go like shopping in like actual stores is when, one, I'm buying food, and two, it's Halloween and they don't like you can't order offline. So those are the only times I really go into shops themselves. So I think for S, I'm gonna go for series. I love nothing more than finding a good series, sitting down with my other half and just literally wasting a whole day not moving other than to get food and go to the toilet and just literally binge watching a series. I have talked to people before who have thought it was amazing that they watched 3 whole episodes in a row, and I was like, love, you don't know what life is until you have literally sat and watched a whole like 4 seasons of a series without stopping. We are currently in the middle of watching Ripper Street, which is a series I watched many moons ago and I kind of wanted to come back to. I saw a few adverts on the BBC, so I thought I'd go back and watch it, and it's a really, really good series in my opinion. I do tend to kind of go more to like horror series and like American Horror Story, and I also like Orange is the New Black and that kind of thing, but this is completely different. It's a little bit like Sherlock Holmes. It's kind of like people are getting murdered and you have to kind of work out how it happened, but obviously it's kind of set back in Jack the Ripper times, so it's like before DNA and things like that. I just find it so interesting. I probably just made it sound really, really boring, but trust me, just watch the first episode and I can pretty much guarantee you'll be hooked. So T, I couldn't choose again for this one. Firstly, like the ultimate ever is Tim Burton. I am obsessed with Tim Burton. I don't think there are any films of his that I do not like. I have not seen, but I absolutely adore Tim Burton. I think that his imagination is so, so good, and like a lot of the things that I own are kind of Tim Burton themed. I'm so excited for his new film. It looks so, so good, but I am just a tad bit obsessed with him. But also with T, I also thought tattoos. That's been like a big thing that I was interested in since I was a really young age. When I was really small, all I wanted in life was like a tattoo of a lizard. Like, that's all I wanted, and I can tell you now that I have gone well over the age of legally being able to have a tattoo. I did get my tattoo of a lizard and it is exactly how I imagined it to be. Since then I have got some other tattoos as well. It's something which I would really love to like build up my collection of. I've got a few pieces which aren't quite finished yet, but it's just kind of finding the money and the time to do it. It's kind of a shame that now I'm in uni and I don't have any money at all, so I'm really hoping that I'm not gonna have to wait like another 3 years until I can get anything done. So I'm just gonna need to really, you know, sort out that savings. Like, if maybe like when I get money I can put 50% of it in a jar, and then one day I'll have enough to get my art finished. But I'm still gonna say tattoos because it is a big thing, and it's also something which brought me like closer to friends and helped me find people, because you know, when you share an interest like that, it gives you a conversation to start. If any of you are going to Brighton Tattoo Convention, let me know. Because I've literally gone every single year. So I went for university because that is something that I have just started. It's something new in my life, but it is something very relevant to my life now. Since last Monday, I have been going to university. I went to university all week. It was very long and tiring, and I met a lot of people and I forgot a lot of names. And from this week, I'm going to be going straight into my course. I get an assessment straight away, which is great. But it's going to be a hard 3 years, and I feel like that is going to be like an underlying thing of my life. That is what I am doing Monday to Friday, and possibly all over the weekend as well, catching up on the work. So I went for uni. B. I first thought like varnish, like nail varnish. Since I was younger, I was always told off through the whole of wearing black nail varnish, and still to this day, when it isn't all chipped off, I still continue to wear my black nail varnish. I also thought vanilla ice cream, because I am pretty boring when it comes to ice cream, and if I get a choice from like triple chocolate mint blah ice cream and a vanilla ice cream, I will go for vanilla. W. I literally got so stuck on this. I went to the kitchen and I saw my wine glass and I thought, why? I definitely do not drink excessively. I am not, like, I don't drink very frequently, but when I do, I like to have a nice glass of wine, and I just use it more to like chill out and relax. I've never drunk much alcohol. I don't particularly like the taste of most alcohol, but it is something I occasionally enjoy in the comfort of my own home, just to kind of make things a little bit more relaxing, especially at the end of a very stressful week. It's getting a little bit hard now. So X, I went for X-rays. I think this is because it kind of like, it kind of links with like bones and stuff, as you can probably see as I'm wearing my skeleton onesie. I love like bones and skeletons, again with the taxidermy. I find like the insides of things very interesting. Also, like my boyfriend's like back tattoo piece is kind of based on an X-ray and I absolutely love it. So I kind of thought X-ray was a good one. For Y, I literally did not know. I went to the fridge and saw some yogurt, so yogurt. And for Z, I couldn't choose zebra, but I went for just like a line of Zs because like sleep and bed. I love my bed. As you know, I always film on my bed. I have so many different places I could film, but I like filming on my bed. I find it relaxing. It's where I'm most at home. It's where I spend most of my day when I am at home because it's so comfy and it has all of my like favorite things on it. And I could pretty much sleep the majority of a day if I had the chance to, but I am quite busy, so I do very much appreciate the sleep I do get. So there you have my A to Z of me. As I said, I did kind of copy this idea from Emily Boo, but her and her like partner do some of the most funniest and amazing videos, so definitely just go subscribe, check her out, she's awesome. She has actually inspired me to do another video which is kind of like a makeover video, but I'm just waiting for a wig to arrive because I ordered it from eBay and I didn't quite realise that it was coming from China, so I don't know when I'll be getting that. When I do get it, you will know because I will be uploading some kind of transformation video. I hope that you're having a spooky September. If you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them below. If you want to have a go at doing your A to Z, definitely like leave me a link down in the comments or just tell me about it and I will come and check it out on your channel. I think it's such a fun idea and it's quite hard to do. You think it would be easy, but you get to some letters and you're like, what? And then like every word beginning with that letter just blanks in your mind. But it's still quite a good challenge to kind of get you thinking about what is actually important. I hope that you're having a lovely week. If it's still sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade and I will see you next time. Bye!